tennis, you know? But guys, enough speculation from Ofma and myself. Game number 1 of the September Nova Cup semi-finals starts now.
Shea and XGod with some matching tags really ups the game. We'll see if Drachir adapts in game 2. Tag of his own.
Yeah. You've got to
Cash
get that
out.
mental edge right with the tags,
YOLO.
right?
Ooh, what a juicy YOLO roll, actually.
That's a really nice roll, yeah. Like, that could just quite easily be a greed roll.
It just instantly locks in the Crusher because just
Yeah.
the most obvious opener.
Yeah. And with the Necromata or the Infiltrator to back it up on wave 2 as well, it's really solid.
Kind of surprised to see Cartel from Lucy, to be honest. Just straight up without... Because yesterday they were playing Fiesta Cartel, so I thought they would try and save the combo, but...
Yeah.
Maybe using Cartel to deal with some saves from Shea. It's the hardest mastermind to break.
That's not a bad call. Actually, let me give you an idea here, right? Look at the spells, and we can see All-Out Assault with no real big defensive spell other than maybe the Pulverizer. So I think what you want to do is just absolutely maximize your power for that wave 11, 12, because you need to be able to hold that All-Out Assault, right? So you take Cartel, you have the biggest early game possible, and the downside doesn't really kick in until a little bit later than 11, 12. So I
that
think
is a good call.
I think it's a really solid pick there from Lucy to just play like against the all-out assault.
And wow, everyone has pretty solid openers. Just Flower Aqua, Green Devil Consort, Crusher Cats, Nightmare something.
And XGod and Shea both going for the wave 1 save, by the way. So let's see if they can make anything happen here. It's obviously impossible to leak a Nightmare on 2. And Drachir, he does go 5 workers even to the no send, so he's just not showing any fear here. Obviously with his roll, he should be fine against most sends.
Yeah, like, could send 40 if they felt like it. But it's not an income.
Right, here is a snail from Shea, just getting his 6 income. Again, knowing that he can't leak a Nightmare, there's no point trying. And we have a pack rat. Okay.
That is some God gamer positioning too.
I mean, it clearly makes him unleakable on wave 2. So there's that.
Yeah.
But it's really bad on 3 and 4.
Yeah. Okay. He's probably not too happy.
Yeah.
And the Fiend is going to be tricky to deal with, assuming that's what XGod is going to send.
Oh, for sure.
Double impact, swift armor typing. And he has the cat, which can kill the Fiend, but see how he positions it to not get wrecked.
And in lane 3, Shea did receive a snail, which I think is going to make him leak really small. And by the way, he's 6 workers now. So this is just a really, really long wave for XGod, who continues to save. Does he ever get a dino in time here?
Oh my...
No, right? It's not quite enough time. Oh, but so close. 1 Mythium off that dino, which would have been devastating.
Dino would have been tough. Okay, so we have the Fire Archer, which can get wrecked by this Fiend if he sends the snail. I think Drachir is thinking about how to position it so it doesn't get hit, and he just opts for the cat. It's safer, less risk with the Fiend. But now the Fiend is going to go right and then onto the pack rat, which could be problematic. We'll see how it plays out.
I think Drachir's leaking pretty decently here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, XGod with 180 value does receive a DT here, but perfect split tank between his Aqua and his Honeyflower gives him, like, he's only going to leak the Dragon Turtle, right? Or maybe even full hold. We go back to Drachir. This is where the action's at. I think he doesn't even kill the Fiend.
Yeah, this is like
just... Ooh. No! 103% home run on wave 3 for Drachir.
He's going to be kicking himself about the pack rat. He just had the wrong read and it snowballs. Like, if he goes for the cat, he's just fine.
Yeah, he makes the Necromata on 2. This wave goes very differently.
It's tough to make that read because he knows that he could get 40 because of Cash Out. Cash Out Flower could definitely do it.
Yeah.
So.
We do have a Dino send coming out from Drachir as well, though. So Shea what is your answer? He can't get the fire elemental without selling the buzz, and he
Yeah.
doesn't want to do that, so he looks like he's just going for a consort.
Could be fine. This Aqua just needs to live,
Yeah.
and then he's fine. His value's low, but he has something to kill the dino. Problem is, if the consort gets stuck on the dino without the Green Devil hitting it, then you have some issues.
Yeah. Alright, let's see what happens.
Or if the dino just kills the Aqua, that's also not good.
The Aqua's dying very quickly. But we do have a very nice split tank there between the two units.
Yep.
And it looks like he's going to leak, but not very badly. Like, he's fine with this
Fine
leak.
with that. Like, they have a lot of Mythium. It's gonna be a big send. Problem? Like, wave 6 looks pretty good.
Oh.
And even though the Nightmare's traditional weak wave is... Okay, well, they're just going 5.
Imps on 5, okay. And we have
Fair
Brute
enough.
as well from XGod, who will get a second one post-income. So things are starting to look pretty dangerous now for Lucy and Drachir.
Yep. They're close to value. Not the scariest, but Brutes are rough for Crusher. Usually like an insane unit on 5, but once you start breaking their thresholds for healing, then it gets tough for them to hold. So big sends are always better.
Both of them very, very high value, like you say. Only minus 29 there for Drachir.
Yeah. If
Sends are big, though.
I mean, this is pretty nice tanking. The Atom will live.
Atom will live.
The Imps are just
damage.
Absolutely wrecking the works, though.
Yeah,
That's
the Imps
tough.
is such a good send against Lucy's board. Meanwhile, Drachir, how is he doing? It looks like he will leak, but not badly, honestly. He's doing okay. Lucy, 41%. Drachir, probably about the same. Yeah, 44. Okay.
A little bit of king damage.
Yeah. These units on wave 5 do some pretty serious king damage. I think this might bring them below 80, maybe even 70.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Oh, wow.
Imps and Brutes on the king are... Oh, well, yeah, that seems...
Maybe below 70. How about below 60?
Yeah, just 40% of your king? That's tough.
Yeah.
I've
Talk about chip damage.
Lead.
Okay, we do have a very slight income lead for Drachir and Lucy, but XGod with that one extra worker will change that very quickly. And
yeah, and we have to remember it's Cartel that's giving the light bonus.
Yeah.
And for the cash out player to be equalized, that's usually a good sign.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, that's looking pretty bad for Lucy, I would say. The fact that
she
she's
really
only...
wants this game to end.
Yeah. The fact that she's kind of only just above the rest of the players in the game while on Cartel is looking really risky for Lucy. Like you say, she needs to make something happen now, like before or after wave 11.
And like you mentioned about AoA, now with some king damage, AoA is a lot scarier.
Yeah.
But also, wave 10 doing so much damage to the king might lead to a good undercut on 10 if both teams are scared of 11.
I think wave 9 looks really good against both Drachir and Lucy. And Shea and XGod are saving, so maybe they have that in mind already.
Yeah, and this lizard should help XGod feel more comfortable skipping if he wants to.
Yeah.
He's probably not getting the Mole Hermit that would be the normal issue for his build on 8.
Yeah. Well, both Shea and XGod are on Aqua builds, by the way. So they are both very vulnerable to the Mole Hermit, which you just mentioned. But we do see a Berserker in Shea's lineup, and XGod's actually. So both of them can drop one of those to shred the Mole if they want to.
Yeah, it sets themselves up for holding 10 easily. Yeah, so Mole on both. XGod and Shea look like they want to save, though. Like you mentioned, going for that wave 9. See, this could be a turning point, because if... Okay, they're on value, they're probably going to hold.
They're on value, but Aqua's just so vulnerable to that Mole on 8. Now, we do see the Berserker.
Answer.
Yeah.
Not going for the answer here.
He might regret that in a minute.
Also curious, this Mole might just go right. Have a nice... he's sending a Brute, so the Mole is going right.
The Mole definitely going right, yeah.
So the Mole might just chill forever. We'll see.
All right. Find out. Only a 140 against XGod. I think because there's nothing to go with the Mole, He's going to do pretty well.
Now we see the Zerker and the Green Devil killing them all pretty fast.
Yeah.
The Aqua's good job split
Aqua's tanking nicely, staying
Might be
alive.
tanking a
Does it
little
even
too
live?
much.
I think it lives.
Ooh.
Wow.
That is juicy.
And meanwhile,
perfect
XGod, he's
aggro
holding as
and-
well. Do they just
Yeah,
go straight
easily.
11 now?
It's definitely a possibility.
I think they're doing it. I think this is just going to be an AOA like all-in play to end the game on wave 11.
Yeah. AoE death, no king. Like AoE can be a makeshift defensive spell, you know, to get the king ups, but if you're leaking big enough, it doesn't really matter how much king you have.
Yeah, exactly. And there's even
This game
another
is-
dragon turtle here from Drachir. Like, there's just no pressure on Shea at this point.
Yeah, had to income to get. Oh, didn't actually need income for his gate, but I guess he felt like, or he wanted the split.
He wanted the boost as well, right?
Oh, boost into no send. You hate to see it.
This game is spiraling out of control for Drachir and Lucy already.
Best thing they can hope for is the accidental shutdown here on 10. With Aquas, it always happens.
Yeah, but not on wave 9 though.
Or he's not on shutdown, thankfully. The Dragon Turtle was just too much for him, actually.
That's a
But
pro
they'll
leak
take
there
it.
for Shea. Yeah.
Yeah, XGod Smith him.
They can
Good for him.
definitely both leak on 10 though if there's big sends. There are
Yeah,
income
here comes
sends coming
income.
out. They do save. So this is definitely an all-in, all-out assault wave 11 send from Shea and XGod.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think that's the best. Like building for 11. I think you really just need to make sure you hold here. But he's not on shutdown.
I think they're hedging their bets. So Shea's built double Berserker, and
Yeah.
XGod's just building more for wave 11 because they can still lose a race with AoE on 11,
Yeah.
right? Just because their value's
And-
so low.
Oh, wow. Shea building the best unit in the game on 10.
Oh, what a god gamer. Consort is going to absolutely destroy this boss.
Okay, well, if Shea leaks to this lizard, it'll be sad sight,
Yeah.
considering double Zerker.
Lizard is down. We might get
And
a
he's
pro
on
leak from
Valley.
XGod, who's not on fire this wave, by the way. He was on wave 9. Isn't anymore.
Escaped the shutdown drill.
Shea easily holding, and here come the sends. Yeah, we do
there's even
have a pro leak from XGod.
Okay, Four Eyes DTs into Lucy. Yep, pretty reasonable against the Orchid and the...
XGod has
Natural tanks,
420
natural.
Mythium, by the way, before the all-out assault kicks in.
Actually, you could send
moly.
Kraken.
This is going to be
Kraken
a
is-
send.
Kraken is insane against Drachir's build. He literally can't kill it.
He
He
goes
goes double Witch.
Double Witch DT. Okay. That's
Lame.
respectable. And we do have all-out assault king ups from Drachir.
Yeah.
Maybe the same from Lucy as well.
Probably should. Could go Polv and Doppel and pray for the miracle holds. If you perma-stun everything, then you don't leak.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably not happening, but we'll see. The cartel is probably the best
Jeez.
mastermind at this point for wave 11 to hold, but it's
Look.
it's tough looks.
Look at these values, dude. Minus 440 on Drachir, minus 315 on Lucy.
Yeah,
Who
that's a
still
tough
hasn't
one.
chosen her mastermind option. It is the pulverizer. It is the pulverizer, okay. But the sends are just so huge.
Okay, Senful, nice. Pack leader, that's very strong. It should live forever with the tanks
Yeah.
in front.
Yeah. It even goes into the splits as well.
Yeah.
We have a 600 Mythium send into Drachir's lane, a 560 into Lucy's lane, and I'm pretty sure we just see game number 1 ending here.
Hello?
Wow.
Orchid, no. Oh.
Oh, GG.
Ouch.
Shea and XGod. What a performance.
Yep, really solid stuff. That early game was insane. The save on one really ruined Drachir's day.
Yeah.
And got them their like big leads to go for the big 5 sun.
Wow. That was just absolutely devastating play from Shea and XGod. Let's have a quick look through some of these waves. So we saw, the Fiend Snail just ruining Drachir's lane on wave 3. Like you say, the fact that he went for that pack rat on 2, like it was nice if he gets a wave 2 send. But if he just goes for the Neko or the Infiltrator, he can perform so much better on 3. A little bit
yeah.
backfiring there with the pack rat.
And his game state was just so ruined. He literally couldn't hunt a single wave.
Yeah.
Like it was just a pack rat for a pack rat.
Yeah. And we had big sends on 5, which only caused fairly small leaks. But of course, imps and brutes are just so strong at this early stage of the game that they lose nearly half of their king's HP already.
Yeah.
And from here, like, what can they do? They're just on the back foot. And we just get a 5 straight into 11 with all our assaults end. It's just absolutely crushing play there from Shea and XGod.
Yeah, really good read to just recognize that with the AoE, like with how they held their Mythium on 8, and then they go for the easy like kill once they know they saw the king is low. They're like looking for their opportunity, and then the holding 8 gives them the opportunity to just go long.
Wow, that was just a really impressive performance by the Canadian duo. Like, I don't know. I said that this matchup was going to be 50-50, but if it carries on like this, I just feel that the Butter Boys are kind of leagues ahead almost. Like they were just in control of that game right from the very start.
Yeah, I wonder if Drachir or Lucy will play Fiesta this game, because that could be something to just completely flip the pace of the game, which they seem to just didn't have control of it this game.
Yeah.
So Fiesta can really manipulate, like, you have to send Fiesta players, or else they're going to do some interesting, they're just going to snowball if they just keep getting their pro leagues.
Yeah.
So that you can really mess up people's timings.
Mm-hmm.
So curious to see. They can both play it. It works, pairs well with the cartel that they also play. So we'll see if they go for something different. And I would imagine Shea and XGod just do a little switcheroo and play Cash Out and Greed.
Yeah. You have to be feeling a bit sweaty right now if you're Drachir and Lucy, right? Because they can't afford to drop another game. It's a best of 3, and they're already 1-0 down. So I like the Fiesta call. I do like it. And I know Lucy in particular has been practicing it a lot on the ladder. But do you dare to pick Fiesta when you're 1 game down in a best of 3 to make it through to the finals?
It's a really risky.
Yeah. I'd love to see it. I just don't know if they dare, basically.
Yeah. They trust it enough.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen of Twitch chat, this is a very rapid-paced match, and we are into game number 2 already. Let's get it on.
Yeah,
and you called it Fiesta Cartel. Ofma, you're reading their minds.
Let's see what XGod goes for. I don't think he's gonna pull out anything too spicy, but you never know.
Never know. Can I leave you to talk about roles for a second, and I'll put a scoreboard up on the screen?
Sure. I'm taking a look at the Fiesta rules. I don't see anything too crazy. Cat's probably the best bet. And here again has his Crusher Cat if he wants it. He also has Atom Cat, which I know he loves. With some strong answers for 6, like the Zerker. Let's see what Shea has with Cash Out. Probably something either with the Archer or just tier 3s with the Wildshroom Morg, Looter. And XGod has pretty nice late game role. Can get to his Fire Lord with Leviathan. And Lucy does go for the Cat opener. Pretty classic Fiesta. Should be like one of the better pro leagues. Obviously, Windhawk, Consort the best, but can't always have it all. And Drachir does go for Atom Cat,
which is a lovely
nice
opener as well.
Opener.
Yeah.
Shea going for Disciple. Not my favorite opener because of how slow it is. Oh, Nightmare Oathbreaker from the reroll. Pretty clutch for XGod.
That's a nice reroll.
Gets saved on 1. Lucy probably goes 3 on that.
Yeah, and there's question marks coming out already from Shea and XGod, so I think they've already spotted this is Fiesta.
Yeah, I think they know that it's a possibility. And let's see how they play. I don't think Disciple isn't what you want, but Cash Out is really annoying in that Shea's already 5 workers.
Yeah.
So he does have the ability to send quite a bit, either on 2 or 3. And 2 is the biggest mind game with Cat, because if you stack the Cat with the splits, then you just hold. But if you don't stack the Cat and get a snail, you are just leaking like 70-80% or something.
And what is she doing? She's actually selling. She's selling the Bone Warrior, staying on 2 stacks and pushing a worker. Now that's not a line that either of us really thought about.
Okay. Well, she's gonna leak the notes, and
She's
like,
gonna leak, yeah.
that's bold. I like it, and
Wow.
it pays off. Great risk.
Yeah. And it does mean that she'll be able to get an 80 send out against XGod on wave 3.
XGod is not gonna do so well against either a Dino or just Brute Snail. Brute Snail is probably the best, because if the Oathbreaker dies really fast, then it can lead to some horrible stuff, because the Nightmare is then 3-tapping the wave all the time.
What a beautiful fiesta there from Lucy.
Yeah. And the cat means you're just safe-ish on 3. Like, a lot of cat builds already go 6 workers on 3, so...
Yeah. And it is the Brute there. She didn't quite get the Dino before income, so I think the Brute Snail clearly the best play in this situation.
Ooh, Sea Dragon. That would be better against Brute. Well, actually I have no idea. I could be lying. Well, the cat is definitely not going to be good.
Oh, yes.
Or, okay. Not good for the Oathbreaker.
This is just going to leak really badly for XGod.
Yeah, it's tough. They do save their Mythium, though, so they're looking for a counterpunch on 4, perhaps.
60 into Shea's lane as well, so he has to hold this now to stop the team from taking big king damage.
Aggro looks horrible.
Yeah.
His Disciple didn't pick up that much. And the Lizard kills the Disciple pretty fast. Oh, this is going to be, I think, a visit to the king.
Big leak. 72% on XGod and Shea. Shea! Yeah. He leaks. Okay, king damage.
Yeah. Little revenge. Lucy taking out XGod. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of gold and should make the Mythium save not that valuable. Because you could just hold. Extra
already 70% HP left on the Butter Boys King.
They are committing so hard. 7 workers is so greedy from both of them, but yeah. I don't mind it. They're looking for something special.
But look at this. Drachir's shifting gold. So even though he's got 100 Mythium staring down the barrels of XGod's gun, he's not scared. He's shifting his gold. He's going to get that Orchid on wave 5. Oh no! He stacks the cat at the last second.
Yeah, it's understandable if he gets a Dino, Snail, something like that. Could be in trouble. Lucy is dead on 5.
Yeah, Lucy's.
Yeah.
She
built the Archer. Yeah, there's nothing she can do. She can sell the Archer for maybe like 2 Mudmans.
She can send and then harden a Mudman.
God, everyone try her sending.
She had to sell the Bone Warrior to do that as well.
No split Archer is not the best on 5.
No, it really isn't.
I think it's probably a home run here, if I had to guess. Like, she should, I think, just gamble and try and put the Mudman in the split and get lucky enough to kill the boss fast, but it's a tough situation to be in.
Drachir is overvalued, though. He's plus 18 with 2 fully boosted Orchids. I think Drachir might do okay.
I think the Scorpion King is dead. That much I know.
Drachir's Scorpion King is almost immediately evaporated, yes.
Wow, Lucy's actually going to kill the Scorpion King. That's a bullet. That's better than expected already.
Okay.
The mole isn't the best with into the Hardened Golem, so that's really nice for Lucy. Obviously,
she's not going to kill anything else at this point. That's a 78% leak on her, but Drachir's just fully holding. And XGod does leak himself to the resend, same with Shea.
Okay. I think Lucy and Drachir are happy. He's got his whole board left to cover this.
Yeah, Drachir's nearly going to full cover. And meanwhile, XGod and Shea, their king's taking even more damage. Remember, they went down to 70% already wave 3. And now wave 5, they're down to 50. So this chip damage keeps on coming.
Game looks very familiar, but
in
the roles have been reversed, yeah. Oh, another Brute!
Oh! They are not letting the pressure up for a second. Drachir and Lucy, they have the advantage and they're just pressing it home.
Oh, I wonder if they're going to catch Shea shifting for... Okay, I lied. Well, I think they'll be fine. Disciple with this much value and a Steed, like, it should just do enough damage.
I don't know. The rest of Shea's units, like the Disciple is 1 unit on this wave, basically. The Wanderers are garbage. His rats, like, they're okay, but they're only 10 gold rats, so...
Yeah, let's see. The Disciple is tanking, so that is always good.
Oh, that's true. The Disciple using its swift HP is very, very solid. And it stays alive,
Yeah.
so if that's now on 30%, not taking any more damage, that will be a hold here from Shea.
Oh, XGod
Now is
focusing the brute and making
XGod
it
leaking small, but
tough.
that's okay. And yeah, Shea just barely holding there, but that's all he needed to do just to make sure that they don't take too much king damage here. Even getting
Now
another
we have
spell
the
off.
initiative.
Yeah.
What do they want to do with their myth? 9 looks reasonable, but the thing is, like, both Drachir and Lucy have very balanced builds. Like, like 9 is best, looking at their board so far, but it's not like they don't have answers.
Yeah, like we have the Samurai Soul for Drachir. He can upgrade an Orchid and boost it and just shred Wave 9. And Lucy, of course, we already see the Mudman.
Yeah, I predict that, okay, we're gonna see a skip here. Drachir's gonna go for his Orchid, Lucy's gonna put another Mudman here. I think they understand that if there's a skip, it's not gonna be 8.
Yeah. So
This board from Lucy is giving me a little anxiety, though. It's like double archer, no split.
yeah, maybe she knows something that we don't.
Well, I do like to see XCOD playing pretty risky with his value. 595 is
Yeah.
troublesome, to say the least.
If he did get a full send here, he would have leaked really badly. He only got a sail, so of
Yeah.
course he can hold. Ogre's
Okay,
on 8. I think
Sell for Orchid, probably, is Drachir's best bet.
he needed to send if he wanted an Orchid. Now he has to sell the Proton.
Oh boy. I think the mind game of going 8 here is gonna work, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
he gets the
Lucy's building
Orchid.
for wave 9 with the Mudman. She won't harden. We do get the sell for Drachir, so he does at least get that Orchid out. But I think the team's going to take some pretty big damage here.
No Harden either. This
No
Ogre
hardens.
is
Yeah.
gonna
Ogre's
shred.
destroying Ogre Smash.
Good Fire Archer tanking. Maybe this Ogre is killable.
Drachir does kill his Ogre pretty quickly with that Orchid upgrade. And Lucy kills hers too, but she's just not killing anything else is the problem.
Yeah.
84%.
It worked out that
there.
the wave wasn't in range of her archers. They're actually worse focus firing.
Yeah.
And
Drachir leaks
some
too,
king
but that
damage.
could have been worse. That could have been worse.
Yeah. And the thing is, they did save, so it's not the end of the world. They had the read that it was 9, and they did reasonably with that information.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this should even up the king damage as well, so both teams are going to be below 50%, I think. No, of course, it's just
and
above.
The ogre returns.
Huh? Alright, how are Shea and XGod positioned to deal with the big wave 9 send? Avenger is very solid, and we are going to have an upgraded Samurai Soul for Shea, but the Ogre's going to rip that to shreds.
Yeah, it's tough because you don't want the ogre to focus it, but you also need it to die, which
Yeah.
is not going to do if the ogre doesn't focus it, so you can't really go for this one either. They're both close to value. It should be fine for them.
I think XGod's going to do pretty well with his Avenger and his Oathbreakers.
Yep.
I think Shea, although Shea's really high value,
Yeah.
so even though his units aren't the best, he might just do okay.
I think the Samurai Soul's going to come back and do some insane damage.
It is, but the Ogre's
Wave
back
is
on it now,
melting.
so it dies pretty quickly, actually.
Looks like an ogre leak and maybe a couple small guys, and then over here
Meanwhile,
it's
XGod's
a
just
full
holding.
hold?
He's just holding, yeah. The Sea Dragon Avenger combo, just very, very strong damage on 9. Able to keep it alive, get its spell damage off.
Yeah, it's a tough situation because usually you don't want to send right after the opponents send and get a lot of gold, but
Exactly.
there's no real weak wave until 11, I guess, would have been the best,
Yeah.
but like even there, Shea's pretty good.
And remember,
So it
this
looks like
game doesn't have that like big aggressive spell that we saw in game number 1 with the All-Out Assault. Like, sure, there's a counter attack, but that's already half of the Mythium value of an All-Out Assault, right? So there's no clear line to just go straight 11 with a 500 Mythium send.
For sure, and here and Lucy's builds are doing a reasonable job of covering each other. Drachir is really strong on 13, and Lucy is really good on 12.
Yeah. Now
Ooh,
they
they're
do
going
go for some
king ups?
king upgrades. They're starting to feel a bit under pressure.
It's reasonable considering how insanely strong 10 is on the king. They don't actually want to just die randomly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there could have been, I think, like 200, 180 cents, which is more than enough, to be honest, to leak these builds.
Yeah. We have easy holds all around, obviously with no send. XGod, though, it does look like he probably could have been leaked pretty easily with just an income send there.
Yeah. Ooh, everyone holding on. I'm assuming we're going to see saviors.
Yeah.
Maybe last-second saviors.
Both teams can get really good savior value here when their kings are so low already.
Yeah, I mean, Lucy's value is dangerously low.
Yeah, she's definitely taking savior. They're just waiting until the last second to not give away any information.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Here it comes.
Double savior, king back up to 83% HP, and I think they probably maxed their king spell as well.
That would be reasonable. Shea also healing up the king. Wonder if XGod also wants to heal his king. Yep.
Yeah. 4 saviors, okay. Pretty passive game then. Although having said that, we do have north of 300 Mythium on both Shea and XGod.
Double hardened boosted infiltrator. I don't hate sending 12 into this. Like, it's reasonable to leak Archer with this much Mythium.
Like, Drachir never gets his Haven out, right? Unless he has to sell a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they could also just go 13. Like, that's the easiest line, I think.
And
Shea is so good on
going
12,
for.
like, it doesn't matter. Ooh, he goes for a surprise death cap, anticipating a 12 undercut. It's not gonna happen, but
no.
It's not bad on 13 as a natural tank either.
Yeah, it's a decent natural tank. It's got a lot of HP. How much is that? It's 4,000 natural hit points, and that can just keep the Sovereign alive a bit longer, but he changes his mind.
Oh. He can't make up his mind.
XGod's APM, by the way, putting boomers like me to shame.
Yeah, absolute god. Full builds from everyone. Shea starting his rat colony. Very good on 13.
Alright, here comes the sends for wave 13.
4 eyes.
4 eyes out of Lucy. Looking pretty solid against XGod's board.
Probably Drachir needs to send something like a little bit of spam, or just like...
Witches are looking pretty good against Shea's board, right? He's already got a lot of rat spam.
Yeah. Imps, I guess? Probably what I'd go for? Yeah, he does go imps.
Let's go in.
Imps, like, good tank against the disciples, and they do reasonably against the units Shea has.
Oh no! Lucy is 3 gold short of that Phoenix here.
Yeah, I think
she actually is forced to sell the Trinity Archer. That's kind of devastating. Like, it's obviously the right call. She has to do it, but it hurts.
Yeah. I will say this Phoenix isn't necessarily going to save her as well. Like, it's a Phoenix on 13, don't get me wrong. There's no double 4-eye, but it's not going to be a full hold, I think. Could be wrong. This unit is pretty good.
Yeah. The sends are massive. But the sends coming out from Drachir and Lucy are not too small either, by the way. 340 for Shea, 400 for XGod. I think we're going to see all 4 players leaking.
Yeah, someone is going down here, I think.
Yeah.
Lucy doing reasonably, half the waves down. Oh my god.
The Phoenix is doing very, very well there. She is going to leak, however. Drachir, how are you doing? That's a pretty big leak for him. Shea, XGod, both leaking as well.
God, everyone just thinks.
Okay, well, there's 7 creeps on both sides. There's 8 eyes on the king on the left side, only 4 eyes on the right. But the left side have more king attack upgrades as well.
Yeah. Well, or do we just hype this up and no one's gonna die?
I think no one's gonna die, but both teams going very, very low. We're in critical HP range already.
Yeah, they're gonna be glad they did Savior, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yeah. I think Drachir and Lucy pretty happy about those king attacks they did on wave 10 as well, by the way.
Drachir's pushing, Lucy's building. Yeah, Drachir knows that the base board is insane compared to XGod. And XGod realizes his board sucks too, he's pushing.
Okay, but this is bad though. So now XGod is suiciding into the Suicider, which gives a big advantage for Team Drachir and Lucy.
Yeah. We'll see. Shea's gonna have to pull some magic out.
Yeah.
His build is insane on, like, 15. He doesn't have natural tanks. He
But
only has fortified, and the steeds are insane with the Star Color Circle.
yeah, he can just spam Pegasus, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's not the best. Bunk isn't amazing, but like Rat Spam is fine. The Samurai Souls are fine delay.
Yeah.
Okay, Witch, I like that. Witch and Spam is probably the sense, I would imagine.
And Drachir
Are they
continues
committing to
pushing,
this?
by the way, so he's
Yeah, okay,
committing to the
yeah.
full suicide.
They
Same
both
as
are,
XGod.
actually. Okay, Shaman and Income. Does Lucy... I mean, it doesn't really matter what she sends. She might just go for Shaman for king damage. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, Drachir even Pro Leagues.
He does
Technically
probably...
favoring XGod since he has one more worker, but...
Well, it favours him, but the suicide lineup is bad for XGod and
Yeah.
Shea, and I think XGod sees that now, but does he continue pushing anyway?
Looks like he stopped pushing.
Okay.
Oh, I lied. I think he's pushing.
He's still pushing.
I think he just can't come back from that.
Yeah, like,
Like,
he already
he might
suicided.
he's going for king ups, I guess.
King ups are not saving them at this stage. They're on 9% king HP.
Yeah, this region is not gonna be the answer. Okay, cat spam, love that.
Yeah. I think Drachir and
Ardens,
Lucy
yeah.
are going to take
Okay, nice.
this.
Protects the Phoenix from random bullshit. You don't need the Phoenix to be a god, you just need him to be good enough.
The witches are so good, actually, against Shea's lane.
Yeah,
Look at all these
double
rats.
witch.
Just so much mana for the Froggos.
Yeah, good read, but see how
Okay.
it pans out.
Lucy's Phoenix, look at that. Almost perfectly
On
off-tanking.
the boss now.
Lucy just clears easily. XGod and Drachir obviously leaking everything with their suicide play, and Shea is leaking too. Drachir and Lucy, they even the score here in game number 2.
GG's. Really nice. Good suicide read. Great early game. Lots of back and forth this game.
Yeah, this
But
was really
the wave 13, those king ups ended up saving them, the ones they did on 10.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's just have a quick look at that starve from Shea and XGod, because it was 13 all the way from wave 8. So we got those ogres on 8, which did a ton of damage against the king, bringing it down to 52%, and then they just go straight wave 13. And like you say, those king ups on 10 from Drachir and Lucy ended up saving them on 13, because without those 7 king attack upgrades, they're definitely dead here on 13. Like, without a doubt.
Great shift by Lucy for the Phoenix. Both of them just making the hard read.
And really good call for her, by the way. Like, she has to sell the Elite Archer to get that Phoenix out, and it is painful to do that because that's a 145 gold unit. You don't have pawn shop. But she knows that she has to do that to have any chance of killing units on wave 13. So she does, she leaks small, it keeps them in the game, and they're able to close it out on wave 15 with that double suicide, with Drachir and XGod giving the benefit to Drachir and Lucy, let's say.
Yeah, pretty insane game. Pretty, like, the Fiesta did make that early game a lot more interesting, I'll say that.
Yeah. Great call from you, by the way. Like, you read these guys, you knew what they were going to do before they did it.
Thank you. I'm honestly curious if they'll just swap it. They'll play Fiesta again with the...
Fiesta on Drachir? Does Drachir even play Fiesta?
Yeah, I mean, his Smurf account is basically Fiesta only.
Okay. We don't use the S word on stream, by the way.
Yes, sorry. The secondary mystery account.
The mystery account.
That may or may not be his.
All right. So, I mean, yeah, like we said coming into it, 50-50 down the middle. Then we saw the Butter Boys dominating game 1. We saw a much closer game 2, which does go in favour of Drachir and Lucy. And now it's all down to the wire. I just really cannot call which way this is going to go in game number 3.
And it's all been based off these like small early game interactions that are leading to like this save on 1 is just creating so much opportunities.
Yeah. One thing's for sure, like, it's going to be an exciting match. Like, these guys are pretty high octane gameplay right now.
Okay, great from Lucy, great from Drachir. No funny business. They're here to just try and finish it out with their simple gameplay. Yay. Cash out. Ooh. Shea has like a potential for a little 6-worker Windhawk Aqua opener if he wants.
Yeah.
Wonder
He
what
could also
that's what
do
I'm
a
thinking.
Sakura opener, Ofma. What do you think about Sakura opener?
Yeah, it's pretty juicy if you have a 7 answer, which he does, but there's no 10 answer. Ah, he has Zerker actually. Like, it's not the worst thing imaginable. I just don't like it. Ooh, redraw.
I
Okay,
actually quite
XGod.
like the specifically with cash outs, the Sakura opener I think is okay because it
Yeah.
allows you to push that 4th worker.
Yeah, it does smooth out your early game for sure. God has a odd role. He can play like Gate Guard, Steed, Consort,
Yeah,
Casket type
yeah,
stuff, and then
he has a really nice role.
transition into like Boar Halo as his late game.
Yeah, or Phoenix
That's
as well.
reasonable.
Phoenix is a pretty
Yeah,
solid option, especially with Steed. Just make it invincible.
he
Shay's going
has
for an egg.
egg. Oh
I
my
do
god,
not
egg.
like a cash out egg build. I am not a fan of
Egg
this.
into Lucy is it's a risky. Oh well, she gets bailed out. It's Pyro, can't push.
No? And more to the point, she's pushing 6 workers anyway. Like, it doesn't matter if
Yeah.
he's an egg build or not, she's already going
Yep.
6 workers with that pyro.
It's nice. I wonder if Shea does something like greedy with his like egg.
He's going 3 workers, which I guess you can only do because of the cash out.
Yep. And I said went Skateguard Angler, okay. Didn't want the long wave, that's smart.
Drachir's just going to push 6 workers with his flower, though, right? Like, as soon as wave 2 starts, he's going to go to 6, maybe even 7 workers to try and break this egg on wave 3.
Okay. If you're building both atoms, it leaks to Snail with 1 atom, but to be honest, could go for it. There's actually secret god position right here. You double block build it. You can hold the snail with some degree of consistency, but your build later is so cursed.
Oh, Shea gets a king up here as well. He's got a free egg.
Ooh.
He's absolutely loving that king up.
Is he king upping and then just DT him after income?
Maybe, right? But I think
A
if Shea
little-
stays
little
3
money.
workers, he can easily hold a DT send.
Yeah, like I don't think it'd only work against greed.
And he does stay 3
Although
workers.
I've seen some people try some things with seedlings and the egg to try and hold with like 4 workers, but
Yeah.
double aqua, that's the easy way to get it done.
Yeah. What do you think about this aqua positioning, though, by the way? I think it should be further back. He's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
move it.
agreed.
Yeah. He just wants to keep that aura slot open for an Ocean Templar
Yeah, I
in the
mean,
late game.
yeah, for one, yeah. Like I imagine he wants like Cascade Ocean Templar or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And XGod also stayed 4 workers, by the way, only receiving a snail and a king up.
By the way, Shea went 4 workers,
He
just
did.
the aqua, and
Yeah.
he gets bailed, quote unquote bailed out. But
Yeah, I feel like
now-
a single aqua probably would have broken an egg versus a DT, right?
yeah, I think so.
And looking how low that got with no send, I think a DT would almost certainly have broken the egg.
That aggression is gonna pay off a little bit. Getting like your income started earlier with Hydra is always important, but it looks like Drachir is just racing the other builds. Like this build has 0 workers forever,
Yeah.
so they have 3 worker advantage already. So if they can start snowballing this income, then they're in a really good spot.
Yeah. And the income is much higher, like 29-29 for Drachir and Lucy, 24-21 for Shea and XGod. So Lucy and Drachir currently both looking very vulnerable on wave 6 and wave 8. So that's definitely a line that Shea and XGod could work towards if they want to. Like, Ghost Knight on 8, these guys are just dead. Like, Lucy has got a halo, but obviously Shea and XGod don't know about that.
Yeah, Ghost Knight 8 is the classic versus Pyro for sure.
Yeah. Versus AoE in general, and Drachir has double flower. So, and double flower and now gate guard. Like, if I look at Drachir's lane, wave 8 just looks like a dream to me.
For sure, for sure. And Lucy is gonna build the Halo, I would imagine, because she went 9 workers and not 8.
Yes.
So, like, it's gettable on 6. Probably not gonna happen looking at the Mythium counts.
And XGod shifts 100 gold here. He's going for that wave 6 kingpin.
Good call to just keep income king this build. Like,
Yep.
it's probably the most annoying thing. It's like, oh, like you want the long save to happen, but you just get income king. You can't really push. Like that's ideal.
He did push one worker into this DT send.
Absolute madman.
What a madman! Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he needed to play this passively, but it's respectable. He's getting a high stake kingpin out as fast as possible.
Yeah, and then he can push his workers out, right?
Long ways.
Does he even
Probably
leak
happy.
here?
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
The DT was just too much, and oh my god, that is 120 myth on draft.
Yeah, now obviously this is a tiny leak, which is kind of inconsequential for XGod. The thing that might actually matter, though, is the fact that he's on 5 workers, and these waves are really long. So Drachir and Lucy, with their pretty solid worker advantage, making good use of those long waves.
Lucy's having a game.
Lucy's having a
Trading
game.
so hard.
We do have this.
No answer for
now.
6, she just doesn't care.
I mean, she's receiving 2 lizards and a snail. I think she's going to do okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna leak, but for being 9 workers Pyro, it's probably not the end of the world.
XGod was forced to send his Fiend here into Drachir, which now means Drachir does have much less pressure on that wave 8 where he's looking super weak.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's have a quick look at Lucy.
It'll let him to pre-build for 8 already, which is really nice. And Lucy is gonna kill one more, maybe? The gods are good?
He kills one more.
Yeah.
She's completely happy with this. She has 11 workers now.
And Drachir is enabling. Look, he's saved up 180. Like,
yeah. Shea is under pressure. We talked about Ghost Knights on 8, but maybe we talked about the wrong team sending it. Okay, no, he goes here. He goes here.
Not that filthy yet.
Not that disgusting. So Shea, you have 200 gold. What do you want to spend it on? A casket is a good choice, I think.
Yep. Protecting it underneath the Hydra as well. It's like, normally you're like, oh, it's an arcane tick, but actually does insane damage on 7. So
yeah,
it's important to keep it alive.
I mean, Shea's on value. He's minus 15. XGod's plus 96, of course, with his Kingpin.
Problem is this mole literally makes all of these units do no damage. Like, his Hydra might actually be his best damage this wave.
Yeah, I think you're not wrong.
And the Ofmas aren't tanking, which is tough. Like, maybe if you put one of the Ofmas here to drag some of the wave into the Fire Aqua would be good, but like you said, he's on value. Doesn't have to necessarily be perfect. Or does he?
Is he getting another spell out? He's not, it dies. I mean, value is strong, right? 885 value, wave 7. Turns out it's
never
just
killing the mole, never killing the brute, but
he's happy with this. Like, imagine a wave 8 send here from Drachir, the Ghost Knight.
Yep. I mean, Lucy also has a lot of Mythium now. Probably just goes for income. I don't think you're leaking Kingpin.
She saves?
Or everyone saves. Okay, sure. Oh, she had the decoy already.
You didn't need the income, yeah.
So what do Shea and XGod want? Wave 10, I guess? They haven't seen the Daphne yet, so
yeah, I mean, Lucy didn't show the Coiler either, so she's looking very vulnerable on wave 10 until now.
Mm-hmm.
But even with the Coiler, honestly, like, wave 10 is scary for Lucy and Drachir.
No tanks for Lucy so far. Like, Gate is her only tank. I mean, Devilfish, you could use it for.
Yeah, Devilfish.
But yeah, I think wave 10 might be the call for both teams. Like, XGod is leakable on 9, but if with the Harb and the Kingpin and the Wanderer, like, he should be just fine.
He's very strong on 9. Okay. We spoke too soon. There's the sense. Triple Brute from Lucy, Mole from Drachir, and Shea and XGod do save. This is very, very important now, this send. We need to get big damage on Shea and XGod, otherwise Lucy and Drachir are just dead on wave 10.
So I did some bad math. I think you should just sell this Angler. You just need to get the Harp out. Oh, he's feeling confident. Oh, he's feeling really confident.
Okay, the confidence might come back to bite him.
No ogre, at least. That's usually the big killer for Kingpin, but the brutes can be rough too.
Yeah, we do have that
Especially
gate
when there
on
are four of
Shea.
them.
Like Shea's on 1115 value with gate and
Okay, fair
fully
enough.
stacked Hydra. He's just fine here. It's only a mole and a snail that he gets. Let's go have a look at XGod. The Kingpin is completely slowed down by the brute. This will be a pretty big leak for XGod.
Trying his best.
81%, trying his best, but it's just not good enough. Shea does fully hold, of course, with his Hydra and with his gate. He'll be able to clear up a little bit in the mid. And yeah, their Mythium totals are looking scary now for Drachir and Lucy.
Ghost Knight comes to mind.
Yeah, Ghost Knight looks pretty juicy. Lucy
thing
does
is
have
with
Halo, she hasn't shown it yet.
Venture in the game, it's like saving Mythium till this point is really good because you're probably getting like income kings on 11, so you can still venture.
And they save. They do save.
We'll see.
So let's say that Drachir just builds like another Daphne or so here. Oh, he knows. He knows. How does he know?
How does he
not
know?
build for 10?
There's venture in the game. You can't send on 10.
How does he not send on 10?
Wow, that is crazy reads.
Oh man, what a god gamer! This is what separates a player like Drachir from a player like me. I would definitely have built Daphne's here.
They're both building for 11.
They're both building for 11. They would have been so dead
Criminals.
against Ghost Knight Sends here.
Absolute criminal. Well, they can't venture, I'll tell you that. They're gonna need that 105 gold.
I don't want to distract from this game, but I just had news in from the chat that King Dans and Widdowson won 2-0 against Bonnie and Basti. So it will be the winner of this series playing against Team Abrasiat in the grand finals.
Okay, well, there's 2 Rams in each lane, so that's never fun.
When you see 2 Rams, you might have a good idea which of the teams is going to end up in the in the grand finals.
Hey, GA Harbinger is probably the best value this wave.
We do get the Haven for Lucy.
How to kill a ram?
Yeah, that's pretty difficult. We do have Guardian Angel on the Harbinger and Guardian Angel on the Banana Bunk.
Really? Shea goes for GA, okay. No venture.
Alright, sorry. I had a little audio issue there, but it's fixed now.
Yeah, the Coiler is gonna net some kills, at least, through the ram. Good call to do the Seraphim as well.
I do like the Guardian Angel on the Haven as well, giving her a big tank. The ram does go down, and Drachir's Flower is doing damage to the wave.
Lucy? Are you just...
Lucy? Lucy!
425 under, by the way.
425 under, leaking 42%.
What?
But that's just unreal to me. She has 1680 value. She just received a 420 Mythium send.
I literally cannot believe what I just saw. That was insane. And wow, and that really opens up wave 14 for them. Like,
absolutely.
Now, without taking this much damage, they're not as scared on 13.
And XGod even managed to leak himself. Like, there's still a big worker lead for Shea and XGod, but the value is so much higher now for Drachir and Lucy.
Yeah, Drachir is obviously in the worst spot, but Lucy is in prime position to just take over.
Yeah.
And given that Suicide Order is also bad for Shea and XGod again, like, Drachir and XGod are the ones who are suffering.
Yeah. I have to say as well, like, I think the send was a bit bad against Lucy because it was a ram, and then we had 2 dragon turtles and a snail. Like, just send a hermit.
Yeah, agreed.
Because the Haven did so much reflect damage there.
Yeah. The other option is to opt for a send to kill the Haven. But, I mean, I don't mind Ram. It's like a huge tank that
the Ram was fantastic. It just needed something like a hermit to reduce that reflect damage, I think, against the wave.
Yeah. Okay. Shea is just full building for 14. I like that. Good read. I mean, his build is insane on 14.
Yeah, he has the casket with the Ocean Templar, and the gates themselves are not. I mean, they're obviously weak on 14, but the fact that the Templar is there makes them kind of not completely useless.
It's like pseudo spam, basically.
Yeah.
And they do reasonable damage, like the melee spawns.
Yeah. And XGod and Shea, they do still have the Mythium lead there, but not by much.
Yeah, Drachir is the one on low workers, but in return for his low workers, obviously closer to value.
Yeah.
And it's not like his board is horrible, unfortunately. He has red eyes. His damage sources are lacking, but you ever feel confident enough to just skip here?
And go straight 15?
Yeah, like, these boards are reasonable.
Might.
GA is a lot of value on the Haven.
GA is really high value, yeah. Agreed. No one's sending anything yet.
Looks like 15 is the goal.
Like 15? And it's going to be a race, right?
I don't see... I don't foresee anyone holding.
I can't see any of the 4 players holding on wave 15.
Oh, okay. Lucy prepping Devilfish for, like, Seraphins on 15 as a magic damage source. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And, okay, Drachir is just... he's doomed.
I feel like Drachir could just push already, but maybe he will as soon as the wave starts. Maybe he's just thinking, we're not sending 14, so I'll build here, and maybe my leak won't be too bad and Lucy can cover, and then I'll suicide push into the 15 send.
Yeah.
We'll have to
the
see.
other options, they think they can live. That's another reason why you wouldn't suicide. Is if you think you can hold, then fair.
But I don't see anybody holding. Like, none of the 4 players are holding wave 15, I'm pretty sure.
The thing is, I think Shea's build might be the best. Like,
Yeah, with
gates
the
little gates are insane on 15, and the aquas are also really good. Like, he needs, like, I don't know, a rogue wave and then just full aquas, and he might be able to do something.
And he just has so much arcane hit points as well with like triple Iron Maiden on the Ocean Templar aura.
PK is a great send into that, though.
Yeah.
Delay keeps the stuff off the wave. Gates are, you know, not the fastest at killing with GK, and the Iron Maidens don't ping on the wave.
Here is going for the good old Pee-wee spam, just trying to delay as long as possible. Lucy adding 2 Polywogs for the insane single target magic damage, but she actually adds a gate here as well.
Yeah, the gate is not unreasonable because with the Daphnes it does some magic damage, and she's basically lacking damage. Like, her front line is crazy.
Yeah.
Double Iron Maiden, Cage of Pain. It's not the worst idea. I would like to see Seraphins, though. I don't think Devilfish are better when you have such good tank value.
The sends into Drachir and Lucy are slightly bigger, but they also have the most value. So I just don't know. I can't call this race.
Yeah, I mean, XGod is dead, but that's not really a question, I think. But no. Shea looks like he's doing pretty reasonably.
Shea, how are you? Yeah, his arcane tank stalling forever as we expected. XGod leaks the whole wave, of course, 105% there. Shea, are you even just holding? Lucy and Drachir, they both leak, and I think this is enough to kill them. Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Shea's not holding, but he's just stalling forever.
Yeah, it's just really hard to break Shea's build quickly.
Oh, Lucy and Drachir. They're just dead here. Shea and XGod advance to the grand final to the September Nova Cup. Well played, Butter Boys. You deserve it.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I've got to go back to this Wave 10, though. I have to go back to this Wave 10. Shea and XGod had, what, 300 Mythium each already that they could send on Wave 10? And Drachir and Lucy, they just, both of them, full build against Wave 11 instead. They would have been destroyed, absolutely destroyed by Ghost Knights on 10.
Yep.
They may even have just lost the game straight up on Wave 10 to double Ghost Knight. But they call it correctly, both of them adding Bonk and Boar, knowing it's an 11 send from Shea and XGod. And that means that even though the sends are enormous there, Lucy leaking very, very small, and that keeps them in the game a little bit longer. Ultimately, the Butter Boys still end up winning the game there on Wave 15, but fantastic calls there from Drachir and Lucy, building for Wave 11, not quite giving up Too early.
Yeah. And I think it was just Drachir was in a horrible spot where you can't be 100% sure they're going 15. So like you need to build to not die when you want 15, but then the problem is he's so low workers from the early game that he couldn't break Shea fast enough on 15.
Yeah. And like you say, Shea just had the best build on 15, right? Like
The whole game was he might as well have been building for it the whole game with his setup.
Yeah. He has 4 Iron Maidens,
Maidens.
3 of them with the Ocean Templar Aura, and 1 of them with Guardian Angel as well. Like, he's just got 9 billion arcane hit points in his lane, and that enables him to stall forever.
You can leak that maybe with a very like you probably need something like something like that would actually leak it at a reasonable speed.
Yeah. But barring like an enormous send, Shea was always going to hold the longest here, I feel.
Yeah, completely agree.
Anyway, Butter Boys, they do make it through to the grand finals. I think we probably need to give our teams a bit of a breather after that one, and then we'll be able to get into...
for 5 minutes.